All right, guys. So you made the smart decision to come back to read the poem with me, and interpret it together, because I think it's going to be a lot easier if I help you. But maybe you're one of those people who are trying to do this on your own, and you're going to go struggle through it. Well, that's their problem. You're here with me. Cool. We're going to read a poem. So this poem's called Interflora by Susan Hamlin. It is a sonnet written as an email. Okay, so in the last video you learned what a sonnet is, and this is one that's pretending to be written as an email. The poem begins with the email addresses of the speaker and the person to whom he is sending a message. Now, if you're familiar with the love sonnets that Elizabeth Barrett Browning wrote to her husband, Robert Browning, you may recognize a certain humorous or ironic connection between this sonnet and those earlier works. That being said, my guess is that not a single one of you have read anything by Elizabeth Barrett Browning or Robert Browning. Well, that's okay. I'm going to kind of help you out with that. Again, Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Now, she was born March 6, 1806. She died June 29, 1861. So she lived about, 200 years ago or whatever. She was an English poet in the Victorian era, and she was married to the poet Robert Browning. They were lovers, and they had this very passionate love affair. It's famous in like literature. They would write each other these letters. They would write each other poetry that were all these love sonnets. Very, very romantic. These are some pictures of her. I don't know. I didn't really find very many attractive pictures of her. This one in particular, I was like, what is going on here? Looks like she got googly eyes or something. But that's neither here nor there. Here is the poem. Interflora, a poem by Susan Hamlin. From Robert B. at mailexcite.com to EBB at virgin.uk. Please find herewith, as proof of my esteem, a customized, fresh, virtual bouquet. For scent, please click on cellophane and press Control. To read the message on the tag, highlight the print, click on Encrypt Reverse. To unwrap blooms and place in vase, use drag. My flowers sent, beloved, in this way, won't fade, stink of mortality's decay. Petals won't wilt to husks, nor leaves to slime. These online flowers for you will outlast time. But if, my love, this gift seems incomplete, and does not touch your heart, then press delete. All right, so this poem that we got, there's a few things we're going to do. So first of all, let's just interpret it, right? Figure out what this is actually, what's happening here. So we got Robert B, that's Robert Browning, and this is his email. It's from him, and it's to EBB, that is Elizabeth Barrett Browning at virgin.uk. So to her email. This is an email from the husband to the wife. And he says, please find herewith, as proof of my esteem, a customized fresh virtual bouquet. Okay, so he is saying, here, because I love you, I'm sending you this virtual bouquet of flowers, right? Looks like this. He's sending her this picture, or this card, whatever. Now, normally, when you get a lover gives somebody flowers, that's romantic. I bring my wife flowers often, and she really appreciates them. And, this is how I keep a happy marriage. Happy wife, happy life. Lesson for life right there. Okay. I bring her flowers, she smells them, she goes, oh, these are beautiful, they smell so great, I love them. But of course, these are virtual flowers in the poem, so that can't happen. He says, for scent, to smell them, please click on the cellophane and press the control button. If you look down on your computer, you've got a control button. To read the message on the tag, highlight the print, click on Encrypt Reverse. Okay, so to read the tag about who it's from, you gotta do some computer coding. To unwrap the blooms and place in the vase, use the drag. So he's saying click and drag these flowers to a vase. My flowers sent, beloved in this way, won't fade or stink of mortality's decay. So he's saying, if I send you these flowers, hey, they're never going to die. Those are better than the flowers that Mr. Burger gives to Mrs. Burger, because his are going to die, and then she'll stop loving him. That's not true. But my flowers, Robert B. says, will never die. Petals won't wilt to husks, nor leaves to slime. These online flowers for you will outlast time. He's saying, my flowers will last forever. But if, my love, this gift seems incomplete and does not touch your heart, then press delete. He says, hey, if you don't like these, just delete this email. Okay, now that we know what this poem's really about, you got to do a few things. You got to annotate the poem using the symbols to mark the meter on the sonnet. Now remember, this little smiley face one is for the unstressed syllables, and this other one, the little accent mark, is for the stressed syllables. So we think about from Robert B. at mailexcite.com to EBB at virgin.uk. Please find herewith as proof of my esteem a customized fresh virtual bouquet. Go back and listen to that. Figure out where I stress my syllables. Wherever I clap to stress syllables, put the accent mark on. Put the little smiley face one on the other ones, okay? Then use letters of the alphabet to identify and mark the rhyme scheme. Well, the rhyme scheme's a little weird, right? Some of these words don't quite rhyme, but they're close. .com, esteem. Those are close. UK, bouquet. Those are definite rhymes. Press, reverse. Those are close rhymes. Tag and drag are rhymes. Way, decay, slime time, incomplete, delete. Let's put the letters on, right? Com and esteem, those are our first rhymes. Those are A. UK and bouquet are our B rhymes. Press, reverse would be our C rhymes. Tag, drag would be our D rhymes. Way, decay would be the next set, E. Slime time, incomplete, delete. You should be able to fix that. Then go back to your notes and think, does Interflora follow a traditional sonnet rhyme scheme? Well, in my last video, I explained what the traditional sonnet rhyme schemes are, so you should go back and look at your notes or watch that video again to know if it follows a traditional sonnet rhyme scheme. If you mark this up correctly and you look at the notes, you'll be able to answer that question. Your next set of questions are saying highlight, this should say 3 and 4. Let me fix that real quick just so I don't screw you up. So, where was I? Okay, highlight at least 3 examples of humor in the sonnet. Well, again, this poem may not be laugh out loud funny. You may not be like cracking up over it, but we're looking at like those kind of like humorous moments, right? So, one example, I find it, we think about those irony, right? Those contrasts between what we expect and what actually happens. Well, he says, hey, I am giving, as a proof of my esteem for you, how much I love you, I'm giving you this customized, fresh, virtual bouquet. Well, I think that's kind of humorous. It kind of is ironic to me because I go to the grocery store, I buy my wife flowers. I spend like $15 on them. She puts them in a vase. They smell, they're beautiful. She loves them. I think if I just sent her like a photo of some flowers on my phone or like an email, she'd be like, what the deal? Like, that's not that nice. I don't really appreciate this. But he's saying, look at how much better these flowers are. So I think that's kind of ironic, kind of humorous. There's some other parts in here where, especially where he's talking about using the codes or the buttons to do certain things with the flowers that I think are kind of humorous and go against what you would expect, which is irony. So find those other examples in the poem that go against what you would expect you can do with flowers. All right, that's where we're leaving it here. Hopefully that helps.